So imagine this. You wake up, you're in a hospital bed. Okay, you get out of the hospital bed, you open your hospital door, you walk around the hospital just to realize it's completely empty. And it's look like chaos has ensued in the hospital. You go outside, it's completely empty. There's cars in the grass, there's cars turned upside down. And then you look in the distance, you see a walking human. But it's not just a normal walking. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. Did I just describe the very starting scene of The Walking Dead? Maybe I did. Anyways, imagine you're in that scenario. You have just found yourself in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. Now imagine you have the option of choosing a pet. Any pet to walk alongside you in your journey through the zombie apocalypse. Well, we're going to be talking about just that today. And we're going to be doing that in the form of a Mount Rushmore. That's right. We are doing a Mount Rushmore of pets you would want to have in a zombie apocalypse. So, without further ado,
Let's get right into it.
all right, so as you can see, we are in Canva right now. We have the Mount Rushmore ready to go, and we're gonna be you guys are gonna be alongside with me as I put the faces of each pet on the Mount Rushmore. So, the traits we are looking for in a companion for this apocalypse. Number one, we're looking for loyalty. All right, it can be a big, strong animal, but if it's not loyal, it gets scared, it's just going to leave you, okay? So, it needs to be loyal. Number two, the combat prowess and survivability, right? Kind of in the same vein, because how good is it at fending off some zombies and potential, Walking Dead scenarios where there's just bad people, right? People that like cannibals that want to eat you. How bad is it at fending off zombies slash other people while surviving? You don't want it
To die.
also. So, number three, we got intelligence. How smart is this animal? It needs to be pretty smart. It needs to be able to think on its feet, right? It's got to have some brain power. Number four, we got usefulness slash utility. How good is it at getting food for us, maybe? And number five, we have scare factor, intimidation. So for scare factor slash intimidation, we want it to be scary. All right, it's probably not gonna fend off any zombies because from everything I've seen, zombies aren't smart and they just go after brains and stuff like that. Hearts, brains, whatever. But like I said, it's gonna it could be scary to like other mean people, right? And make them not want to mess with us. So those are our 5 pillars that we are looking for in this pet companion, all right? So, without further ado, let's choose our 4 Mount Rushmore pets you would like to have in a zombie apocalypse. Okay, number 1, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to think too much into this one. I'm going to go with one that fits all 5 except maybe the 5th one depending on the type. Without overthinking, we're going to go dog. We are going to go dog on this one. I'm not even going to get into the breed. It's just going to be we're going to say large breed dog. I'll say large. I don't want a small dog. I don't want a medium dog. I want a large breed dog. Okay, so I'm talking minimum golden retriever lab, the minimum for the size, at least 60 pounds. So why are we going with the dog? All right, first we got loyalty. It fits loyalty. It is maybe the most loyal animal. Combat prowess, not as much, but they're loyal and they will fight for you. Intelligence depends on the breed, but with great training, it can be very intelligent. Usefulness, dogs are very useful. You can teach a dog to hunt. Scare factor, not as much, but like I said, we're mostly dealing with zombies here, and people, if it's a big dog, people probably aren't really gonna mess with you. So, well, unless they could just shoot it. but they could do that with most animals. So scare factor, not as much, but it fits a lot on the other 4. So number 1, we're going with dog. Number 2 option. Next, we are going to go with a tiger. All right, taking a page out of Walking Dead a little bit here with what's his name? Ezekiel. We'll put him right here. If you don't remember Ezekiel, if you've never seen Walking Dead, this guy with his tiger from The Walking Dead. Yeah, we'll just pretend like tigers would be like that in the apocalypse. I don't see why not. That's the best depiction we have, so we might as well use it. Yeah, I mean, tigers. There is, I've seen videos, I've seen TikToks of like tigers being loyal, zookeepers taking videos with tigers, stuff like that. So they can be loyal, especially if you grow up with them. From a young age, you get them from a young age. So yes, so tigers, as far as loyalty, I think they can fit the loyal category. And then we got combat prowess, bro. It's a tiger. It's a tiger. It's obviously got some great combat prowess. Then we'll go ahead and do scare factor. Bruh, a zombie's messing with us, right? But anybody else, you ain't messing with no tiger, man. You chirping, you trying to mess with a tiger. All right, and then we got usefulness. Yeah, it'll hunt for us. Okay, it might hunt for itself, but we can, share. It'll share with us, hopefully. So yeah, it's got some pretty good usefulness. Most of its usefulness just comes from the combat part, right? And its scare factor. But still, the utility part is it's not the greatest, but it's pretty good. All right, it's a good hunter, and that's really all we're looking for in a zombie apocalypse, right? We could, if we really needed to, we could probably ride it and it not get super mad at us. So there's that. And then the intelligence. I'm actually not sure how intelligent a tiger is, actually. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see here. Got it right here. And tigers are indeed intelligent. It fits all 5. That maybe should have been our 1-1 right there, but it's a good pick no matter where it is. So it's on our Mount Rushmore, and that's all that matters. And I think it's a phenomenal pick, maybe the best pick. I've had to do some thinking for this next one, and I think it doesn't check all the boxes, but I think the next 3rd pick is going to be a horse. It's going to be a horse. Why a horse? You may be asking yourself. So, a horse, does it have loyalty? Yes, horses are very loyal. So we have the loyalty. Does it have combat prowess? No, it sure doesn't. But it will back kick the living shit out of a zombie, or anyone else for that matter. So I'll take that, at least. But while it doesn't have combat power and it doesn't have scare factor, it does have great utility, and it does have good intelligence, I believe. I'm pretty sure they're really smart. So utility, the usefulness we have. It is very useful. You can ride it, which might be the most useful part about it, okay? And they're very smart. They know, they know when something's wrong, when they don't like something. Will they run away if they get super scared? Maybe. They might. But I still think it's a top pick. You can't go wrong with horse. So, I do, yeah. Considering all that, you can ride it. They're fast. In a world where you most likely won't have cars for the most part, you might get lucky, find a working car. But if you have a horse, you don't need a car. You're good. Boom. So we are gonna go with horse next. All right. So we have our horse here. We'll let's get it cropped in there. Nice. Good. That's a solid picture, though. That's exactly what we would want in our horse, you know, good sense of humor. That's exactly what we would want in them. You know, we'd want our horse to have a good sense of humor. I mean, look at those teeth. Those are cleaner than mine. I brush my teeth. It's just coffee stains, I swear. Anywho, there we have it. There's our horse. And now we are down to the final pick. All right. If you've enjoyed the video thus far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment of your Mount Rushmore or an animal you think that I totally missed. I'm trying my best not to Google anything here. I'm trying to just get them off the top of my dome. Yeah, these are what I'm coming up with. And so hopefully you guys like it. And if not, tell me. I can take it. Hopefully I can take it. All right, anyway, back to the video. I probably will cut that out. Now, my last pick. I had to do some research for this one as far as make sure it fits some of the criteria, and it seems it does. Without further ado, our final pick is going to be a rhinoceros. That's right, a rhino. Why are we going with a rhino? I looked it up. Rhinos have shown to be loyal to their caregivers. So, that's loyalty. It might not be the most loyal, but if we can train it from a little rhino, a little baby rhino, I think we can make it work. And then I looked it up. They can be very intelligent. I'll put it right here. This study shows that rhinos have looked to be very intelligent. You can train it to play fetch, and that's a pretty good sign of intelligence if you ask me. Fun fact about rhinos, we'll put it on my curtains here. They have walked the earth for more than 50 million years. That's a lot of years, That's longer than I've been alive.
Believe it or not.
We got their combat prowess. They have shown to be protective over their young ones, but also people who they're loyal to. So, you mess with me, who they might see me as their mother. They're gonna tell you what's up, right? So combat prowess, dude, it's a rhino. It's one of the largest living mammals on the earth. So yeah, I would say it's got pretty good combat prowess, right? And then we got usefulness, utility. Can you ride it? You could probably figure out a way to ride it. Yeah, I would say so. Just make you a little man-made saddle for a rhino, specifically for a rhino, and I think you're good. Like, I think it would adapt. So I'm gonna say yes. You can ride a rhino. It's probably good for hunting. Look at those horns. Maybe not the best. Maybe not as good as like a tiger but mostly you could ride it. Okay, and intimidation factor. I mean, dude, it's a rhino. If someone pulls up on you and then you just like, hey, look, I got a rhino, bro, they are like sprinting in the other direction. Okay. So I think it fits most of the criteria. And I mean, it's basically a dinosaur. Like, let's be real. And it can be loyal. So yeah, our final pick is a rhino. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our final mock-up, our final answer to the question of who is your Mount Rushmore of pets you would want to have during a zombie apocalypse. We got a dog, we got a tiger, we got a horse, and we got a rhino. That is a solid list. Now, one could even say, take this video as you get all 4 of them. I'm not gonna pick one because that's too hard. But imagine if you had all 4 of these animals in a zombie apocalypse. You'd be unstoppable. You couldn't lose. That's just, you wouldn't even need any people friends. or any like people in your group, as long as you have these guys, maybe crossbreed them, make a few different kinds of animals, get you a little uh a Tino, or maybe a dog rhino, or a rhinoceros. No, I don't think that one. No, that didn't sound like how I wanted it to. Okay, um, a rhino tiger would tiger tig right right yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna end the video here. I'm gonna assign a loser for this video, and the loser goes to you who's watching, because I am obviously the winner of this video, because I don't think I'm wrong. Now the loser is someone who I think, if you even thought of this, not even comment, but especially if you commented this, if you thought of this animal in during this video at all, that I should have put it up there, you're the loser, and you need to rethink that. Okay? And that is, if you thought of a monkey, if you thought I should have put any sort of monkey on here, you're a loser and you're dumb. Okay? Let me tell you why. Monkeys are not loyal. Let me tell you. I've heard way too many stories of monkeys ripping their person's face off and stuff like that. We're not even in the zombie apocalypse. Imagine the monkey gets hungry. It's been a few days since you guys have had food. Bro, if that monkey gets hungry,
It's ripping your face off and eating you.
You can't tell me it's not. So, if you thought of a monkey, you're a loser. That is all. Thank you for coming to my Mount Rushmore TED Talk. I appreciate everybody who watches the video, and yeah, stay tuned for the next, I guess. And that, a good night or good day. Deuces.